Hello, this is Colby Curtis, and welcome to Minutes and Minutes for November of 2016. We'll first start with 11.1, and we had first item 13, which was budget amendments. 2 of the 4 were carried over from the previous year into this year. One was a pass-through to cover some petroglyph preservation items that the developer will then reimburse us for later. And the last was to deal with waterline infrastructure. This passed unanimously. Item 15 was a neighborhood match grant program that the city approved recently. And this utility self-funded grant gave neighborhoods and residents the ability to apply for the match with the city to complete outstanding park projects or to create amenities in existing projects. 4 projects were awarded for now, and they were Silver Lake Amphitheater, Pioneer Park Splash Pad, Ranch's West Entry Landscaping, and Sweetwater Park Playground. And the total for all those projects that the city will spend will be $167,500. The city has allocated $1 million to this program, and there are still a couple of projects in the pipeline that might still be approved. And the city also may at some point do another round of applications for the rest of the $1 million at some future date. I just want to also thank the Parks and Rec Board for spending a large amount of time and energy vetting all of these applications. These projects passed unanimously. Last for the 1st of November was item 16, and that was a bid award to fund the Pony Express Parkway median modifications. So as part of the utility sale proceeds, the previous council allocated funds to replace the medians in both the ranches and city center with more water-wise appropriate medians, as well as just finishing some of the medians. This particular item was just for the ranches, as the city center ones are forthcoming, and planning for those medians was taking longer than the ones in the ranches. So that one will come at a future date, but the ranches one is now funded. This passed unanimously. Okay, let's move on to November 15th. The first was item 12, and that's code amendments. First, we had a change requiring all utility meters to be on the side elevation of single-family residences to keep them off of other sides of the home, especially the front. It also made change to allow an approved master development plan to serve as a preliminary plat if it contains the same level of detail as the preliminary plat would have. Now, just to explain what that change means is that it allows the elimination of a step when it may not be necessary and cuts a little bit of governmental red tape. Code was also amended to say that no more than 33% of the required amenity points in a development that go to green space can go to trails or parking in that project. So we just want to make sure that the whole thing isn't just trails or parking lots, that there's actually some green space and usable amenities. This passed unanimously. Finally, we had Scenic Mountain, item 13, and the master development plan, which is the diagram, it had passed previously, so we were comfortable with the overall look and feel of the development, but we had tabled the master development agreement. Now, the agreement is basically the legal document that outlines a lot of the things that are in the drawing, as well as above and beyond that. And so changes in that agreement were made after the table, and staff addressed traffic issues on Inverness Lane. And beyond that, the council also required the MDA to include a sunset clause for this agreement that would say that it expires after 10 years, but it automatically would renew for 5 years if significant infrastructure had been built by the developer. So maximum 15 years if infrastructure gets put in. This passed unanimously.